The creativity comes from everything, man. You know what I'm saying? The creativity comes from other cats, and it comes from YouTube, and it comes from hearing something, and it comes from seeing something, and it comes from, just, wanting to, not wanting to go against the grain. I never play by the rules. I'm a cat that might not do a lot of things technically the way they're supposed to be or the way that they've been done. I use a lot of electronics in my set. I use cajon. I might use a cajon and a snare. I might have an all auxiliary set. Then I might have an all electronic set. I might have one conga and a bongo. I mean, the creativity part comes from, also the creativity comes from playing with different artists. What I don't want to force everything that I'm playing on every artist that I'm playing with. Every artist deserves their own part of my percussion. So if I have an artist that's a little earthy, I probably wouldn't use electronics. If I have an artist like Loose Ends that I'm playing with, their music in the 80s and 90s was electronic, so I'll use that. So the creativity comes with, not sticking to the normal script, not just forcing something on the music that don't belong there. The creativity comes with the difference in music. I had an opportunity presented itself where a friend of mine, I was playing flag football, and a friend of mine I didn't know at the time was a musician, was a singer, and he was like, man, we got real close, became friends, and he was like, man, I'm about to go to rehearsal. I'm like, rehearsal for what? And he was like, oh, I sing in a band. I was like, oh, can I go? He was like, yeah. So I went along with him, man, and for the next couple of weeks, man, I was just going to rehearsal with him, just hanging out, because we would hang out after rehearsal. And then I started, sitting in rehearsal like, I ain't the best keyboard player, I play a little bit of bass, but, I can't do that. What can I do? Knowing that I had played percussion years before that, but definitely not at the scale that I'm at now, just playing around bongos and things like that. In DC, everybody plays congos. I mean, we played beats on the cars, man, late at night, man. So I always had a little bit of rhythm. So the cat asked me, the guy whose band it was, he was like, Boogie, you play anything? And I was like, yeah, I play percussion. Didn't own nothing. He was like, well, next week when you come, man, bring your percussion. And I'm like, damn. So I run out to Chuck's the next day, give me a set of congas, man. I come to rehearsal the next week. He liked what I was doing. You know what I'm saying? I was just adding. And the thing is that when I went to Chuck's, I not only bought congas, I bought blocks and triangles and chimes and bells and this, that, and the other, when most cats was just bringing congas to the show. So me, if I'm gonna do it, man, I want to do it like I see it on TV and like I hear in the songs, man. If there's a triangle in a song, I'm gonna play the triangle. I'm not gonna just play congas on a song that just because I got congas, it got shakers in it, and it got tambourines in it, and it got triangles in it, and it got maracas in it, this, that, and the other. So when I went back to the rehearsal, man, I was doing all this stuff, and he was like, yeah. And I got the bug again, man, and it just kind of just went from there. I definitely do not think of percussion as icing on the cake. I do not want to be known as a sprinkle. I had a friend, another percussionist, tell me years ago when I was saying that same thing. I want to be the icing on the cake. He was like, nah, bruh, I want to be in the cake. And I was like, yeah, because there's certain ingredients in the cake that you can't do without. A cake is still a cake without the icing and the sprinkles. You know what I'm saying? But without the eggs and the flour and the butter, it's not a cake. So, you know, my form of percussion, the way I look at percussion, I want to make them fire the keyboard player before they fire me. I want whatever I do to be so hot they feel they can't live without it. And that's how I approach it. When I approach the music, I approach it as, you know, I want to be with the drummer in time or off time or whatever. You know what I'm saying? I mean, if I'm playing with a trombonist, I want to play a rhythm that he's playing on trombone. You know what I'm saying? I want to be inside the music. I don't want to be the topping or the icing. It's like some artists, you know, some signatures parts in the artist's music are like landmarks. You know, it's like, you know, you have to hear that part in the song, you know, in order for the song to feel like it does on the radio. You know, there's some songs that have signature rhythms, you know, like a Marvin Gaye song. You know, what's going on? Everybody knows that conga beat, you know, to the Marvin Gaye. You know, if you don't play that, it ain't what's going on. You know what I'm saying? You gotta have certain things. So, you know, I was told by a gentleman that runs a sound studio not long ago that he said, Boogie, you know why you get work? And I was like, why? He said, because you play the parts. And I'm like, well, what do you mean? He was like, every time I hear you play a song, it sounds like you're playing what is supposed to be there. You're not just making up stuff to play on your own. You're playing what the song requires. And I dig that, man, because, I mean, as well as I like to be creative and play my own thing, there's certain songs that you play, man, that you got to play. Like when we do the Motown stuff, man, you got to play those rhythms. When you're doing the Michael Jackson, the ABC, and all that stuff like that, them signature Motown, Eddie Bongo Brown, the Funk Brothers rhythms and all that, you gotta play that stuff, man. And I learn it, and I use it, and I not only use it in the Motown stuff. You never know when you can use that stuff. You know what I'm saying? So it's always good to do your homework, study the music, learn the music, do your own thing, but at the same time, play it how it's supposed to be played. I push myself hard because that's just the type of cat that I am. I'll never get into something that I don't give almost 100% to. If I'm playing Madden, man, ask my buddies that play Madden, man, I go hard. You know, I like to bowl. I'm competitive. But when I get into something, I already love it from the beginning because I'm not going to do something that I don't want to do. Or I'm not going to just do it just to be doing it. I do it because I enjoy it, and if I enjoy it, I go hard in it. With percussion, man, I push myself because it's just so much. In my mind, you can never be a master. You know? I mean, there are some master percussionists and things out there, man, but in my mind, it's so much music to be played and so much to learn that you can never master it. But you can try to master it, and that's the part that motivates me. It's getting better. What pushes me is when somebody see me last year and they see me this year, and they're like, "Damn, Boogie, you come a long way, dude." And I've heard that, and that inspires me. It inspires me to know that people see my progress, cause I don't really see it. I hear myself play all the time, so to me it's redundant. And it's almost irritating at times. Like, I'm like, ugh, I can't stand it. But to somebody else, it's like, damn, dude, where you been? In Mexico or something? You know, I mean, and that inspires me because I know I'm putting in work. I'm putting in work, and people are recognizing it, and they're respecting it, man. And that's important to me. It's important to me to have the respect of my peers in the music game, and not only just, you know, regular cats. It inspires me to have cats that I know have played with Prince, and who have played with Parliament, and who have played with, you know, top names call me. You know what I'm saying? That's inspiring to me, man. And, you know, I love playing percussion, man. I don't know, I just don't want to be stagnant. I want to keep growing and keep growing.